Welcome to another edition of the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. We're here to give you a whip-around look at some of the latest news coming out of the sports betting and casino industries. This week in our state and national reports, we've got July and September numbers to discuss.
Okay.
Deals, we've got a interesting collection of deals. We've got an advertising deal, we've got a traditional sports betting deal, and we have a billiards deal.
What's a traditional sports betting deal? I don't.
Just market access.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay.
Our traditional
everything is
betting.
so weird with sports betting and ever changing. So,
well, here we have also in our industry updates, we've got licenses, launches, closures, and cease and desists.
All right. Okay.
And legislation, we're going to finish up with Michigan and New Hampshire. Mm-hmm. We'll be right back to start talking state and national after this.
Hey, Dave Weishuttle from Turnpike Sports. I just got my dugout mug delivered, and I am loving it. Dugout mugs are mugs made out of baseball bats, and they are officially licensed by Major League Baseball, so you can get your favorite baseball team's logo on your mug. Just think of it, enjoying your favorite drink while watching your favorite baseball team with your team's logo on your mug made from a baseball bat. They can even make customized mugs. Check out the mug they made for Turnpike Sports. I mean, just look at that. That looks awesome. I've never seen anything like them. If you go to dugoutmugs.com, you'll find out they even make more things than mugs. They have baseball board games, grilling equipment made from baseball bats. They even have a section for gifts for under $30. Head on over to dugoutmugs.com because if you're a baseball fan or need a gift for a baseball fan, you have to check out Dugout Mugs. And use our promo code PIKE at checkout to get 20% off your purchase price. That's promo code PIKE, P-I-K-E. Also, free shipping with orders over $99. You can't beat that. DugoutMugs.com. That's my go-to place if I need a gift for a baseball fan. Well, if you excuse me now, the game is about to go on, and the wind is just right for drinking.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. I'm Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. Like I said at the top, we are talking July and September numbers. Kind of an odd combination.
So we kind of skipped right over August, huh?
Well, we will have August numbers, but they'll be for next week.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
so we have to wait for the August
Well, we've
numbers.
got a pair of states for July that we have to talk about.
July, Arizona?
And?
I don't know. Arizona's usually the last one up. So I know that because when Arizona reports its numbers, then we can do the whole nationwide who's the state leader in handle kind of thing.
Well, first we have to talk Illinois.
Okay, we're talking Illinois, which is kind of making news about, their how much you have to pay to do a bet and how much it costs, and especially DraftKings and FanDuel.
This is the first month they're doing it.
They're the big ones being affected.
Yes, this is the first month they're reporting on it.
All right.
So they started.
What do they call it? A surcharge?
The surcharge.
Okay.
That was started in July, so we're doing their July sports betting report.
Okay. All right.
By the way, 12th consecutive month with a handle of over $850 million for the state overall. That's the total handle. Year-to-date handle has passed $8.5 billion already.
Wow. Okay.
And both DraftKings and FanDuel accounted for 66% of the total online handle. Now, here we have the surcharge, or whatever you want to call it. I'm sure several operators had other names for this that we can't say on the air. But what we have is, in July, the new surcharge has brought in an additional $5.2 million in taxes on nearly 21 million wagers.
Okay, other states are seeing this too, and I'm sure they're thinking about it. So,
and I have to credit SBC. They actually did a nice breakdown of the entire industry-wide, the different operators. The big ones, DraftKings paid $2.08 million extra. FanDuel paid about $1.88 million extra. Fanatics paid just over $307,000. Everybody else was paying under $300,000, but those were the three big ones: DraftKings, FanDuel, and Fanatics. So it's going to be interesting to see the ripple effect on other states with this.
Yeah, I was reading a report, and they said that the ones that are going to get hit with this hardest are DraftKings and FanDuel because they're the market leaders in that state. So.
The other state that reported in July was Arizona. They passed $27 million in all-time handle with their report, but the main thing is now we can close the book on the month of July in 2025. Brings us to our top 10.
See, that's what's interesting to me. Usually it's Arizona just is the last state, but we also had Illinois.
Yes,
doing the last state. So
Arizona's
didn't they release 2 months at one time?
That's how they're catching up to at least Illinois. Illinois and Arizona are almost on the same timetable for releasing their numbers.
Now I can't make fun of them anymore. So they're really stepping up the reporting process.
But the top 10, as a matter of fact,
can I do that? Top 10 is usually.
Well, let me do this first.
All right.
Only the top 4 were over $500 million. Everyone else was below $500 million.
Okay,
the top 10.
So New York. Lately, it's been Illinois.
There you
second,
go.
And then New Jersey.
Yep.
And then
Ohio is there. Yep.
It's Ohio.
Yep.
See, I gotta be more confident with it. So what? New York, Illinois, New Jersey, Ohio. I'm going to say Pennsylvania.
Massachusetts.
Oh, Massachusetts.
Matter of fact, Pennsylvania only was number 9.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
But it was Massachusetts number 5, Arizona number 6, Virginia 7, Nevada was 8, and then Pennsylvania was 9, and North Carolina squeaked in for number 10.
They're always number 10.
Yes.
North Carolina is stuck at 10.
Yes.
Last
but not least, like we always do in our state and nationals, we try and do New York because they give us really good weekly numbers.
Yeah, they do weekly.
Yes.
Are they the only state that does weekly? I think they're the only state that does weekly.
Actually, for a while, Maine was doing them weekly,
Okay.
which was kind of weird because the way Maine was reporting their numbers, they were doing the individual operators as separate reports.
Okay.
Which was, it's nice to do it that way if you want to see the individual things, but you want to see an overall picture. New York does it just, everything's right there. Yeah. But here we have week ending September 21st. We're doing this one. 5th consecutive week with at least $500 million in handle. 2nd consecutive week with at least $56 million in gross gaming revenue.
So what week was this?
Week ending September 21st.
September 21st. Okay.
Yes. So fiscal year-to-date handle has passed $11.6 billion. Fiscal year-to-date gross gaming revenue passed $1.1 billion.
Wow.
So some good numbers there so far in fiscal year-to-date for New York. FanDuel has passed $475 million in fiscal year-to-date gross gaming revenue. I'm reading my notes here. DraftKings $4 billion in fiscal year-to-date handle and $385 million in fiscal year-to-date gross gaming revenue.
Okay.
So that was the week ending September 21st. And also, both FanDuel and DraftKings had consecutive weeks with at least $20 million in gross gaming revenue.
College and NFL football. That's I would guess that's a lot of that.
Last note for New York.
And plus Yankees.
You just brought up college football and NFL.
Yep.
First 3 weeks of the NFL season and college football together have generated $1.6 billion in wagers. So it's up 14% compared to last year.
Sure.
More wagering going on.
Sure.
That's it for state and national. We're going to start talking deals right now. Starting off our deals, we're going to be talking DraftKings. DraftKings has announced a multi-year advertising agreement with NBC Universal.
Wow, okay.
They're going to have exclusive integrations and digital sponsorships across NBC Universal's top-tier sports properties.
Okay.
That includes, and I'll give you the list here, the NFL, PGA Tour, Ryder Cup, Premier League, NCAA football and basketball, WNBA, NBA, and more, including Super Bowl 60.
Wow.
NBA All-Star Weekend, the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup on Telemundo. So DraftKings will be everywhere.
Very big events. A lot of eyes on DraftKings all of a sudden. So good.
And also the agreement will also create opportunities for DraftKings to work with NBC Universal talent to create content.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting to watch to see what they do. I'm very curious on the Telemundo side. We don't see Telemundo mentioned too much in these sports betting deals, but they're part of NBC Universal.
They're part of it, so
anytime you see NBC Universal make a betting deal or a fantasy sports deal, you got to assume Telemundo's somewhere in the picture. But this one specifically mentioned Telemundo.
That's big in soccer.
Yes,
big.
Well, that's the Premier League and FIFA.
Yep.
Next up, we have FanDuel announcing, this is what I was joking about when I said a traditional sports betting deal.
Okay.
After seeing an advertising deal and a billiards deal coming up, FanDuel announced a partnership with Delaware North to launch online sports betting and iGaming in West Virginia.
Nice.
Big step for them, big step for Delaware North. This is through a partnership with Delaware North's Mardi Gras Casino and Resort in Cross Lanes. FanDuel will also continue to manage the sportsbook at the Greenbrier Resort, too.
Yeah, that's an interesting place. I've never been there, and I want to check it out.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
it's actually a beautiful resort.
Yeah. It's something regarding it has like underground stuff, but from what I heard, and stuff like that from government and things.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
everything.
So
it's
a fascinating place.
Got a good history. If you ever get a chance, go to their website, read the history on it. Very interesting place. Last but not least, we have Lucra. Lucra has announced a partnership with Pro Billiards Tour.
By the way, there's a billiards channel now that just popped up on Roku and the OTT channel. So our dad was watching a billiards thing from Vietnam. He's a Vietnam vet, so he saw a billiard from Vietnam. So I don't know if he thought he'd see the countryside again or whatever, but no, he was watching billiards from Vietnam on the billiards channel on Roku.
Well, this will launch in Q1 2026 next year, early next year.
Yeah.
This will introduce real money tournaments and competitions to pool players across the United States. Features the full suite of competition products created by Lucra for live, in-room, and at-home competitions, including client-hosted tournaments, user-generated competitions, and both real money and free-to-play formats. Everything Lucra does will be applied to the billiards tour.
Very interesting. I have never put money on billiards tournament. I've never bet on billiards, so it's interesting. I've never even thought of it, so... Okay, good.
Well,
I'll now check it out.
The two areas that are starting
billiards and bowling. I don't think I've ever placed a bet on.
I was just going to say billiards and bowling are the two areas in the United States you don't see too much betting activity through the books. But I know there's some stuff with bowling, but billiards is really, really interesting. It lends itself really good to in-play betting.
See, that's great because I don't know. I know the Willie Mosconi and stuff like that, but I don't know the people right now playing billiards who the big billiards players are.
Well, back in the 90s, they had a woman that went by the nickname Black Widow or something.
Yeah.
She was always on ESPN when they did the Pro Billiards Tour there.
Yeah, there was who is it? Fats something or other. Minnesota Fats.
Minnesota. Well, that's a little before.
That Willie, like I said, Willie Mosconi and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
And overseas, snooker is still huge for
snooker. I think I've played that once in my life. And
there are no holes on the table.
There's no. Or there's like bumpers.
There's bumpers in the middle. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how you play it. So
they used to be called something similar. Used to be called bumper pool.
Yeah, maybe that's what I played. I don't think.
Well, that's technically snooker.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I thought snooker had a bigger table.
Well,
and stuff
but
like
that's technically
a
version of snooker.
See, that's how much we know about billiards.
Exactly. Well, that's how much we know about snooker.
Yeah.
Billiards is a different story. Yeah. That's it for the deals. We're going to be right back after this to start talking industry updates.
Smoked cocktails have never been easier to make thanks to our Halo Drink Smoker. Simply place a cocktail smoker on your glass, light the wood chips until they start to smoke, and then top it off with the lid to infuse your drink with a delicious, new, smoky flavor.
Welcome back to the Turnpike Sports Book Report. Doug Weishuttle here with Dave Weishuttle. We're here in our industry updates segment, And we've been watching 2 states almost every week with regards to new market launches, basically. And we're going to start off with Missouri.
Yeah, so I guess they're scheduled, well, legally they're scheduled to start December 1st.
Yes.
But apparently people can start depositing money into approved sports books by late October. Is that right? Or
Early November.
early? Yeah, something like that. So yeah,
Or mid-November, November 12th, November 17th, something like that.
Yeah, you got to check on that.
But at the time we're taping, because
I still think you'll be able to bet before December 1st. I think someone's going to have a soft launch, especially. Yep. Thanksgiving's late this year, so late November. Well, that's a big weekend. It's a big weekend.
The other thing you got to realize, a lot of states do this, and a lot of states have to do this. I think most states did do this. When you do launch a new market, you got to test it out with the public.
Sure.
And you're going to have the soft launch.
Yep.
I think they're just not saying it just yet.
Yeah. And Thanksgiving weekend's a perfect time for a soft launch.
But as we're taping right now, this is the latest update. No sports teams have filed for in-stadium sports books despite being eligible.
Okay.
We have the St. Louis Cardinals and St. Louis City SC are the only Missouri teams with sportsbook partners, but none of the 6 eligible stadium locations that have been approved to go live on December 1st have not applied for in-person books.
Okay.
That's kind of a odd situation. That's going to change. Missouri's changing day by day.
This is going to evolve.
Yes.
I mean, December 1st, I'm sure not everyone that's eligible to do sports betting will be live. Yeah. So I think it'll be a gradual increase. You're going to see a lot of things pop up December 1st, and you'll be able to bet to several places December 1st. But I think as the year goes on, or as the month goes on, you're going to have more and more places opening up in Missouri.
Over in the state,
that's my guess. I don't have any inside information on that, but that's my guess.
Over in the state of New York, we're watching how the competition is being basically rejected left and right.
It looks like no Manhattan casinos.
And no Coney. No Coney Island. So the 4 Manhattan projects, Freedom Plaza, Caesars, Times Square, the Avenir, all of those have been rejected out of hand. We're down to Bally's Bronx, the 2 racinos. Everyone knows the racinos.
Was it Yonkers and
Resorts World,
where the Mets play, Long Island. Stuff
right
like
now,
that.
It looks like the 2 racinos. And if you want to give a front runner nod to Cohen and the Mets and City Field, that City Casino project, that's where it looks like it's going. Bally's had one of their last meetings previously where they got a whole bunch of changes being asked of them by the community action committees. A lot of them they could not do because one was basically kind of they'd have to change some of the legality of what they have done already. So they are just moving ahead as is. We'll see what happens.
What I noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, I could be wrong, it seems like all the approved properties so far have been east of Manhattan.
Yes,
there's nothing west of Manhattan.
There's a lot of feedback
Bronx and stuff like that.
There's a lot of feedback regarding traffic.
There's a river. There's a river blocking the casino area and the Manhattan area.
Yeah, there's a lot of opposition to downtown. And
well, I mean, look,
it makes perfect sense to have a casino there, but it also a lot of problems.
Building in Manhattan is very tough. Acquiring property in Manhattan is very tough. Dealing with traffic in Manhattan is incredibly tough. I even said it. That one that was proposed near the UN. I mean, anytime the UN is in session, I mean, anyone who lives in this tri-state area and listens to their traffic reports. Knows there's something called a gridlock alert anytime the UN is in session. And can you imagine a casino thrown in that area too? Yeah. So that's just
might as well just call it the Gridlock Casino.
What I thought had the best shot was the one near Jacob Javits.
The Avenir?
Yeah.
I thought that would have been better, but anyway. Moving down to Washington, D.C., we have BetMGM Sportsbook at National Park announcing their closure at the end of the team season. BetMGM Sportsbook at National Park was actually the first retail sportsbook to be connected to a Major League Baseball ballpark. They have now closed. They have ended wagering tickets being accepted September 28th. So everything is now moving toward the closure. We're seeing a lot of these in-stadium books closing. So good experiment. Doesn't look like it's working.
Yeah, everyone has their phone.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a sports book in your pocket right now.
And over in Phoenix, they had the Phoenix Arena. They replaced the FanDuel Sportsbook with the Phoenix Arena Lounge. So it works out for the stadium, not for the book.
I always thought was interesting. They were always worried about, cannibalization and things like that. Whenever I went to a sports book to watch a game, which is, by the way, it's a lot of fun, watching all the games in front of you, eating and drinking and stuff like that, having a good time. But what's the one thing they always do, and they always have a section, hey, sign up for our app.
Oh, yeah.
So, I always thought, well, if you want people to go to a sports book, a retail sports book, don't try and force people to sign up for your app. So, but that's what I always thought that was weird. So.
Moving out to Nevada, we have the first of 2 poker rooms being open. We have Stations Casino announcing the return of the poker room at Green Valley Ranch Resort Spa and Casino, opening by the end of 2025. The resort is undergoing a $200 million room, suite, and meeting and convention remodel. The resort will be holding a grand opening ceremony for the poker room. They're going to have a poker tournament. The room is going to have 16 all new tables and chairs, upgraded audio visual package, and will be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Wow, nice.
Going over to the other side of the country, we have Connecticut. We have Foxwoods Resort opening its new poker room in the Fox Tower. Again, it's new tables and chairs. We have automated sign-up kiosks, 37 high-definition TVs, streaming live sports and poker all the time, and it'll be next to a lot of the Draftkings kiosks that are there.
By the way, TVs are so important in a poker room. We were talking to Kelly DeSalis, and that not only they have new TVs in Borgata, but they have to put them down to like a certain level so people can look at them while they're playing. So, that's a pretty important aspect of a poker room. So.
Over in Virginia, we have the Virginia Racing Commission approving Churchill Downs' request to open its proposed horse betting venue in the state at the end of September here. We're actually past that, so they've had that. This is the Roseshire Gaming Parlor. It's going to feature 175 historical horse racing machines.
That's big. Where's that? That's big in New Hampshire.
Yes, and Virginia.
Well, yeah.
Next up, we have Tennessee. SportZeno, a social gaming and sportsbook platform operated by Blaze Soft, which is a Canadian company, has exited the market after receiving a C&D, a cease and desist, from the Tennessee Sports Wagering Authority Commission, SWARC.
SportZeno. I've never heard of that.
And not to be outdone, we have Michigan coming in with another set of cease and desist letters.
Oh, do you have like a whole list of these things?
I wanted to bring it closer so I can read these off. We have
name them, and I will guarantee I probably have never heard of any of these.
We have 8 more from Michigan. By the way, as right before we started taping, I got another set.
Okay.
So they're busy. We have B-Spin Casino.
Why do I think
You're thinking of B-Win.
Oh, okay. B-Spin.
B-Spin.
All right.
Every Game Casino.
No.
Every Game Sports Casino.
No.
I'm assuming these are some of the same company.
Yeah.
Kudos Casino.
No.
Play Croco Online Casino.
No.
Slots of Vegas.
No.
Spin Dimension. And Super Slots.
No.
No longer super in Michigan.
Wow. No. I'm always fascinated about how many platforms there are. So I've never heard of any of them. So
well, that's it for the industry updates. We're going to finish up with our legislative roundup. Starting off our legislative roundup, we're going to the state of Michigan, where we have Senate Bill 511 that was introduced in September, which would amend the Michigan Penal Code to authorize social wagering contests like betting pools and sports squares in the state.
Oh, okay.
Did not know they were illegal in that state, but now I do.
Yeah. So I'm not a big squares person. I don't remember what platform it was here in New Jersey, but there's some kind of squares content. I'm never good at that, so I don't even do it. So.
Interesting language. They are allowed as long as the wagering transactions are incidental to a bona fide social relationship.
Have no clue what that.
I have no clue on that language. I mean, I know. Here's what it means. Bill proposes allowing social wagering pools or contests to have a maximum of 100 participants with individual wagers up to $25. Creating a pathway, this is great language here, for social wagering contests such as March Madness bracket pools and Super Bowl squares to be legal.
Okay. All right.
Still don't know exactly what a bona fide social relationship is. But anyway, going forward...
Well, I guess with your coworkers kind of thing?
You also
because they're big office pools thing.
Yeah. The bill prohibits social wagering transactions from taking place at gambling establishments, including brick-and-mortar sportsbooks, and prohibits transactions at restaurants, entertainment venues, or bars. And businesses cannot advertise, do your social media wagering at so-and-so's place.
So, join the XYZ bar square contest.
For your square contest,
kind of thing. Yeah.
So, we'll see what that's a very interesting bill. It's nice to see that. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of happy I'm not saying online social casinos anymore for a little while.
Yeah.
But anyway, moving over to the state of New Hampshire for our last entry of the week, we've got Keene. Keene, New Hampshire, the city councilors on the Finance, Organization, and Personnel Committee have recommended that the town enter into a contract with the new Revo Casino and Social House that just opened so that they can get the charitable contributions into the city of Keene.
Okay, good.
For a while
there... Yeah, those are charity places up there.
Well, for a while there, New Hampshire casinos had to give their charitable contributions to state charities outside their municipalities. There was a change in the law recently where they can now give it to the municipalities, and now Keene is now voting in favor of entering into a contract. They haven't entered into the contract. They voted in favor of, yes, let's go get into a contract with the casino, get the charitable contributions for Keene. That's it for this week's Turnpike Sports Book Report. If you've been watching on TV, there's been a ticker flying by below us with domestic and international gaming stories as well as conference announcements. And as always, when this show is released on Monday mornings, there is a full print version of the Turnpike Sports Book Report on our blog, turnpikesports.us. Click on the blog button. You'll see stories that we talked about on air, stories in the ticker, and stories we didn't have a chance to talk about anywhere else this week. They'll be on the print version there, Turnpike Sports Book Report. Go to turnpikesports.us, click on the blog button, it'll be right there. And as always, news announcements, conference announcements, any kind of announcements, info@turnpikesportsradio.com.
And that'll do it for us this week. We'll see you next time on the Turnpike.